All right, so my wife and I just purchased, new to us, a 2011 Polaris Ranger 800 Browning edition, and just thinking of different things we could do to it and make it a little bit comfortable for us, and wanted to put some floor mats in. So just for a beginning idea, I went to Harbor Freight and bought a anti-fatigue roll mat, and I unrolled it a couple of days ago, let it set out, kind of get the roll out of it because it's rolled in there pretty tight. It's 24 inches wide by 72 inches long and 5/16 of an inch thick. It's got some nice give to it, fairly soft. So I just laid it out in the floorboard, and what I'm planning on doing, and planning and doing are always two different things for me anyway, is I'm going to work it into the corners and then go around with a box cutter and just trim off the excess till I get it to the area I want it to be at, and we'll see how it does and go from there. If nothing else, if I don't like it, I can take it out and use it as a template to cut it some other material that might be a little bit thicker and harder to bend into shape. But right now this stuff is pretty flexible, so I should be able to work it in the corners pretty good, and then I'll just trace around it with that edge and cut it as I go. So we'll see how it works out. Alright, well, so far we got the back edge cut. Definitely not the straightest line in the world, but I've never been able to cut a straight line in all my life, especially freehand. So got in, you can always actually tuck that edge up between the two pieces of plastic and cover it up a little bit, kind of fill that gap, which is probably what I'm going to wind up doing if I cut enough off the front edge. Right now we're just working our way around this material. Like I say, I'm just pushing it into the corner as much as possible, and then just cutting a little bit with the guiding edge of the knife, trying to keep it edge cut away from me as I go around. It's going to be kind of tight in a couple of spots, but all in all, it'll work fairly well for what I want. So main thing is, at the end of the day, is just keeping all my fingers. So we shall continue on. Alright, well, got it cut out. Like I say, it's definitely not pretty, but for $7 and about 30 minutes of my time, it will get the job done. And if I don't like it, then I can just take it out and dispose of it accordingly. You know, just take your time working around the corners. Main thing about DYI is when you're finished and you got all your parts, it's a win. And when I get done, I'm going to take all these little scrap pieces and cut them out and put them in these pockets to help hold stuff in place. I'll probably put some two-sided tape on the back side of it just to keep it from sliding out. And that's it for this episode. I think on the next project I ordered some heat insulating material to put underneath this seat, because I have noticed it does get mighty warm up underneath there. And the other evening when my wife and I went out for a ride, it actually, wait for it, go around to the other side. It actually, you can see it right there, started melting the plastic a little bit. So I'm going to trim that up and put that sound deadening heat shield on there, so hopefully that will not continue to happen. Other than that, y'all have a good day.